Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm finally back from just existing in the universe, but today I have something more than just my existence. I have a small package.
Oh my.
I have a package here, and it is from Mercari. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. Haven't had time to review it, so I'm going to open this on camera and I'm going to show you all what I picked up. So, I hope you all have been doing well. I've also been doing well, and I'm doing much better because now I have this figure. And as you could tell, it is the Juggernaut. But it's not just any Juggernaut. This is the Juggernaut Marvel Legend from the original Toybiz series. And the reason why I picked this up is because you could take off the helmet. I have the Hasbro Juggernaut from one of the recent Marvel Legends lines. I have that one, but you can't take off the helmet. And so I've always wanted the Toybiz one just for this specific feature. And so here is the helmet. Now it's a different style of helmet from the Hasbro helmet. If you have the Hasbro helmet, it's not as it looks like this helmet is much more coned. It's not as circular as the Hasbro version. Let's put the helmet on him. But that is a really nice look on him. And it doesn't quite stay on too well. I don't think there's any. There are some tabs that you could put on there. Okay, so if you see that tab there, you're supposed to get it to a point where it can't truly come up. And there you go. I think one of the only drawbacks about having this style of helmet is that you've got to line the eye holes and the mouth hole with the helmet because it doesn't quite line up depending on what angle you have it in. So I do understand the attractiveness of the Hasbro version, but this is also what drew me into this is having the option, and it's always about options for me, right? Not just in toys, but just in general. You want to have more options in life. Is to take off the helmet, and that creates more of the playability, and especially for me, as an adult, the playability equates into being able to take really awesome pictures, right? So being able to take this helmet off creates more options for me to create different pictures and different scenarios where I could have, good toy photography. So let's get into the colors. The colors are a bit dull, which is fine. That's totally what you want in a Juggernaut. These are, I would say, the classic Juggernaut colors, the ones that I remember from the 80s, the striping in the middle, the metallic plates. What I love about the Toybiz series is like the subtle variances in paint. They took their time in a lot of the paint applications. And as you could tell, like, it's sort of the same brown, but you get this metallic wood finish on here, and it is a really like nice subtle detail that they've added. You also have that on the arm bands, the bicep band, the forearm band, the knuckle band, just on the areas where it is required. I think for the Hasbro Marvel Legends, I think that's something that they're still catching up to. I know Hasbro's been they've had the line for almost 10 years, more than 10 years actually. And so I think that's something they're still catching up to. Now, as far as like the proportions of this figure, it looks like the arms are just way longer than the legs, right? And that's totally fine, right? Like, you can pose the character in a way where, you know, you could have perspective, right? And you could hide those flaws. I'm not a fan of like the huge like veins. Like, they're a bit distracting. I remember in a lot of the comics, like, the veins were just not as distinct. But there may have been a lot of other comics where I'm just not familiar with. I do love, and we could get into the articulation. Keep in mind, this toy is more than 10 years old, right? But you do have like the wing, you know, like you got the wing joints where it's like his shoulder pops out on like the bottom, like the shoulder blade. You got the ball joint inside too, and then like also the ball joint at where the shoulder and the bicep meets, and then single joint on the elbows. You could move the fingers individually, which I love. Some people don't like that, and that's understandable, but I love that. No ab crunch, which is fine. You want to keep that solid. Got a swivel at the hips, and I'm rushing because I don't know how much memory my camera has. But then you got a ball joint on both sides of the hip, double knee joints, so you can't even go 90, and I would not push it just because this toy is more than 10 years old. No swivel at the calf, which I don't understand why some figures have that, because like you can't really swivel your calves in real life. And then you got the calf raise, and you could flex your little pinky toes, your little toes. But yeah, I think the main attraction for me is being able to see that distinct angry face when Juggernaut was Juggernaut, and he was still angry at Professor X. He was still angry at his stepbrother. But having the ability to do that, to equip the helmet and to unequip it, is a great feature to have, and it's alone, able to pick this up at a decent price. I'm happy that Toybiz is starting to become under the radar, because like for a while those prices are ridiculous and people aren't paying attention to the Toybiz because Hasbro's kicking ass right now, but you still get gems like this, right? Like the female figures for Toybiz, they weren't that great, but for the big bulky figures, Toybiz hit it out of the park. So this definitely gets a 5 out of 5, just on the sentimentality of it all. So thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll be able to post more often, but life gets in the way. So I hope you all are staying safe. Stay safe out there, and take care.